you guys on the desk. Welcome back. This is Group B, and what an excellent group it has been so far, but only 8 can continue forwards. Martin, who are you looking at here to make a bit of a splash? Who's the team to stand out for you?
Well, from Group A, we had some popcorn there. We had some interesting teams. We had some teams
banter.
And some great banter as well. But a lot of teams that actually made it from the group that are from the contenders here. There'll not be as many. So far, obviously, I'm looking at 3D Max. They had an amazing performance yesterday. We're talking Pro League levels of performance, considering how well they did yesterday. Wacko really showed off what a quality player he is, and I'm happy to see these guys really come here and prove themselves like that. So they are basically already qualified. We're looking at a 70, 75-ish point, kind of not lead, but the amount of total points you need to have to be in the top 8. So they're already sitting in first. Liquid just behind them, and we're having some interesting here. I'm looking at 3D Max to obviously stay there where they are. They're going to qualify, and then I'm looking at Zoekt and Naam, as they talked about on the desk, could potentially be the other team that could take one of the spots from one of the PEL teams here, from our top 8 from the PEL Phase 1.
Who surprised you on the other side of things? Obviously, we've got some great kind of teams coming up, showing off that they've got loads of potential. Is there anyone who's underperformed in your eyes who could potentially be doing maybe a little more? Or is this more of a group that we expect to be seeing where the kind of, I guess, higher-end teams are delivering the results we expect?
Well, obviously, there's TSM. They had a kind of a rough start. They're sitting at 36 points, but it's only 10 points away. This is a rough circle to begin with as well. They're only 10 points behind 8th place, which is G2 with 46. So, I mean, we have 4 more games. We saw them the first day of PEL Phase 1, 31 points in one game, 21 kills. And they're looking at that. They brought back their confidence. They had some struggles yesterday, and I talked a bit with them, and they're ready. They changed their mentality, and they're ready for the reset. And they faced this, and it was like, we have nothing to lose here. Like, we're going to be playing Phase 2 anyway. This is not relegation. We're not anything to be scared of. Let's just play our usual play style.
I think Seekorg did kick things off by getting first blood here in Group B by finding Tixu from Winstrike. So that's the first bit of damage done. That is in, I think, Pozo.
Pozo, yeah.
Yes, it was Pozo. So that's gone down. Nothing too much beyond that to write home about. Any teams looking potential to clash here, or any big changes standing out to you?
I'm looking to see how it's going to kind of come down in Impala and Minas Generales. So nobody did the Minas Generales graveyard split, but we have an LT in a kind of peculiar, I would say, split. They're running a wide split over La Bandita, basically contesting some of the spots from ENCE, and they are forced to kind of move on the side of their spots. Mikas here is going to be close. He's going to see it here. Chris, he's going to be coming very close. He's going to be stopping, and it's going to be seeing a fight coming out here.
Yeah, but there's actually a chance for this to be turned around on towards the ENCE player, because Quizzy has the bullets. As the time, the spray from the AK was okay from Mikas, but he was left with so little in the clip that on the reset, Quizzy came out and got the job done. Even after that pull-up looked a little bit dangerous, he does get away with his life.
Just come away on top of this here, NLT. We saw them ending everything yesterday with a win and 7 kills, putting them in the 10th place right now. Dave has been asking for them or looking at them for some time to try to see if they were managing to get a chicken dinner, and they managed to do that after just 8 games. Impressive stuff from them. Liquid is going to be having Picano all to themselves, of course, and they're going to be having an easy rotation into this zone here. And it's an interesting. I really like this kind of a rough start to it. The Impala team should have a kind of an upper hand from this, and should also have an upper hand, but they're contested deeply in their split here. G2 also in a decent position. 3D Max, they're just going to be playing whatever game they want today, and we might, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we might see something like a contest for a drop spot if they want to deny some of the teams that are kind of in the mid board or in the mid pack, that they want to take that drop spot for them going into the grand finals. This is the kind of the interesting strategy. If you're looking to take a drop spot, this is the time to do it, because in the grand final you'll be having a much better time. You'll be looking at taking a lot more money from some of these better drop spots.
Let's talk about Circle then. It is, of course, in the east, and of course Brendan will appear. We know it now. He is the kind of patient state of terrible circle position, or great circle position, depending on...
Are we hoping for some island?
I always want island. I always want it. I always want this. It's very unlikely to happen, Martin, but I always want it.
Looking at how the circle kind of is, we need like a hard Eastern shift. Obviously it can happen, but we need a hard Eastern shift to make this happen. It can happen. I doubt it will in this. Usually it can be a bit further south as well, so we have a bit more water, and And then at that point, you'll see that. But we'll need to have a very far eastern shrink in the next one to make it happen with our land ratio settings we do have here. Do
remember, obviously, this is Group B that doesn't just get island circles.
Yes.
So it's a little different. If it was Group A, I'd be like, well, we know where we're going.
Yeah. Well, exactly. You would hope for Group A
Teams
that we saw
on the island.
maybe a prison ending or something.
A prison ending, yes.
Would love that, right?
Would be it.
Yes. Haven't seen one just yet. I wanna see the one like an actual prison ending.
That'd be a super rarity.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that. Actually, I always like seeing like different areas of the map, just kind of in those sort of contexts, because you kind of get used to the open landscapes to a degree, but it's always kind of fun when you get those like curveballs. We had Power Grid, I think it was, came up before, which is actually quite a nice one.
Yeah, I like the actual Power Grid, but we've seen a lot of the kind of in the area, so the teams are used to playing it. But the funny thing is, it was not where we had Knights in the lobby. Shots are coming out from 60, from Stella, soon to be Ratio Edge. Ratio Edge is one of the teams that didn't make it, and obviously this was a kind of a warm up for them with their new lineup, and they're going to be changing again, so they're going to be back at it, beating the Iron, making sure that they're going to be ready for Phase 2. Squeaky here taking some shots from Phantom. This is one of the newer teams in this area here. They just came in. Kane is going to be coming in as well. He heard Hitrig. So he's going to be taking some shots.
What I want to see is what version of 3D Max do we get today? We've seen kind of two versions. We've seen God Tier and Mere Mortals. I want to see which one we're getting. And I think first game might display a lot to us. We'll find out, because they're certainly going to be in the action. You've got TSM North, you've got G2 very close by. You have ENCE not far off. They kind of are in prime position. They were looting northeast of the map, so this circle bodes well for them to get into the fight. And I always love seeing that. I want to see action from the very start. Now, NIP have joined up here.
Bye-bye. That car's gone.
It has other things to do.
But it's very interesting, and I actually like to talk a bit about that. Desperados and 3D Max, they're going to be going in probably on top, depending on how the whole performance is today. And are we going to see completely different styles? Are we going to see them bomb out completely? Are they going to be doing extremely well? What's going to happen going to Grand Finals? It's going to be a very interesting talk. Obviously, we're going to continue that tomorrow as this is the last day of the group stages, and tomorrow is going to be the Grand Finals. And
I mean, everything changes then. Drop spots become kind of switched up. Things can be contested that weren't before. So we might see teams, as you said, who had good group stages potentially going to the finals, finally having a lot more early pressure potentially. Plenty of differences could be happening.
Yeah, it's Chris here with some shots. More shots are coming in. NIP with an early kind of grab or land grab fight here. Brexco. G2 also stepped it up a bit yesterday, sitting in 8th place. They had obviously a chicken dinner with 7 kills.
That's not good. Chris has gone down very early. That's NIP finding that. Gaxi got the kill and then confirmed by Miraku. The issue being that G2, depending a lot on Chris, it was great late game, even on his own. He was very much delivering. We saw, I think Brexco was the same as well. He did the same thing for them, but we kind of wanted G2 to go in with that full squad, have that 4-man standing sort of situation. With that not a case, not a possible situation.
Definitely.
That worries me.
I really love to see when G2 play with confidence and especially in kind of the shorter format tournaments. The first day we saw Chris being able to get a 2nd place and a 3rd place all alone, and he tweeted, you know what, for day 2 I'm going to bring my teammates and we're going to have some fun with it, and they showed up definitely. Got a win, a 3rd place again, and another kind of top 4 with some kills as well. So I definitely like to see them, but they're not playing as they did in the first phase and kind of the beginning of the first phase. And I really want to see that kind of the confidence team that play together as a unit and make sure that they have all 4 alive and always play kind of making sure that you can refrag. And I like to see this from G2. And them losing its Chris as early in this game it's gonna hinder them a bit going into the later stages of the game. I wonder where this car went, though. It's not going to be the... No.
Stop ruining my fun, Martin.
It has to go super far, like hard east. It's not going to happen.
But what if it does? What if it does?
That would be fantastic, because I like to see... We like the trial by fire here as casters and
Stop ruining my joy. Why are you so against joy, Martin? Is it the Danish in you coming out?
No.
Like, oh, it was fun
Danes
detected. No. Isn't like Copenhagen the happiest place in the world or something like that? I can't remember.
A few times. Denmark is. I think we won a few
Denmark
times.
Overall, yeah.
Happiest place in, I don't know. I guess it's free healthcare.
Oh, God. Right. We need to move away from dangerous topics. People are going to get on edge. We need to get back to the game, and the Jokers, let's see how happy they are about this one. It's So far, a couple of teams taking those rotation routes past them up in the north. This is not in the new circle. This is very far out. The first blood was drawn by Seekorg, and further seems to be going in their way. Moon's gone down, maybe a little bit lax there from him. Joker's very split up here, maybe not expecting teams to come through this way, nor potentially take the fight on it. Quite surprising.
Joker's been playing very, very weird. Not weird, they've been playing to the meta, but to an extreme degree. The best position they had was 4th with 8 kills, but they're sitting in 3rd place with 55 kills. 43 of them come from kill points, so they're definitely like throwing this meta very hard at it. Apocalypse is going to take a headshot while he tries to drive away here and reposition himself. Other teams are still outside. We have Joker's outside, Seekorg is outside, Quickmath is making their way in as well. Winstrike is coming in from La Bandita. FaZe Clan also very slow coming in from that side.
Yeah, taking that southern swing around. Team Liquid did somewhat of a similar thing, but they're just slightly further ahead. There's a double drop available, but speaking of drops, Wookie goes down. It's going to be TSM trying to make it past 3D Max, and 3D Max are looking quite scary. And it looks like they want more. Michael has gone for a potential swim, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe dipping the car in the water. And Wookie, that's in the bag. That's a nice couple of points again for 3D Max. They're building now. Michael is in danger. The nades are being unleashed, and they don't want to waste too many because Michael could be a potential easy pickup here. And he's on his own, back to the water, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Noki comes around, and that's a comfortable pickup for 3D Max.
Very nice here from 3D Max. Nice positioning from them. Nice 2-2 split on both sides of the road to kind of gatekeep people. And this is another kill. Deez is going to go down. PEL's from Quickmath is going to pick this point up, and they're still very related to the circle. They're going to be fighting outside the zone for some time. Oh, this nade was close.
The bounce.
Perfect.
Oh, VSS. More joy for me. This brings me deep, deep joy. It's probably going to do nothing, but I really enjoy it being there. The revive should come through. There is a potential for a third party. There is Zoekt and Naam in the same town, so that could come through more towards the southwest of it, and obviously ENCE are across the road.
And then they decided to stay here on the northern side. We do have a lot of water. It is only phase 2, so remember in phase 4, that's where
so it could go to the islands. It could, Martin. It could, but it could.
But the problem is,
could. Probably won't. Percentage chance,
yeah.
Really not allowing it to happen.
Let's not talk about it until it happens. When this next one closes, we're definitely going to be able to say where it goes.
Okay.
Remember, it does go away from water in phase 4, but if the kind of the islands stay centralized, then it could happen. But probably not. Let's look at it. Quickmath trying to make their way in. Also on the northern side. Yeah. And Seekorg, they're going to be going straight in. Already here, it's going to go away from water. So it's already going to be in a spot here. Look at this Zoekt and Naam 2-2 split on inside the city and 2 outside in the compound. And then they're both very centralized. But they're going to decide, you know what? It's time to go back in. This is phase 3. We want to make sure we have 4 guys alive.
Martin, look at Seekorg there on the run. They're taking a turn now. Oh, he didn't expect to play in the car. As soon as he could go down, he needs the spray to work, and it does. Good controlling in from NBS, tapping away to ensure the shot comes through. And while that happened, Miracle delivered as well. Seekorg, I think, are down to 1.
Furix is going to be...
Or is there 2 alive?
I think, yeah, Ballas is also up there, yeah. So Furix and Ballas are going to be rotating again into this northern side. There is a compound they can take with this Yamash. Also, the Jokers here, half HP, not looking that good on Meds 10 bandages in the first aid. They're going to be struggling a little bit here with Quickmath, effectively gatekeeping them, but they're looking to jump into the cars. Tap is going to tap, and Pelson, he's going to be going down. Some points here secured. Jokers finishing him off, and meanwhile, the other Quickmath members, they're going to be looking to come into a nice rotation and further into the zone. But they're going to be close to TSM.
Yeah, this is actually quite scary. The northeast side of this close-in has got a lot of players kind of trailing behind. G2 is still here, hanging around at NIP. En route, TSM, or what remains of TSM after the travesty that happened earlier. Quickmath, all in the same place, and even further out, Jokers, healing in the blue. That's not going to be the most interesting factor here. It's all the teams compressing towards the northern side, and in the south, let's not forget, we have Stellar, FaZe, and Team Liquid. That's a lot of players. Miraku finishing up what he started off, finding more of Seekorg. This guy has got a bit of a vendetta out against him.
Meanwhile, Wacko here is going to find one of the Quickmath members. They're trying to rotate in as well, and they're still kind of etching here, making sure that they're gatekeeping it. Meanwhile, FaZe Clan is going to be fighting Cass here from Stella. Gates are going to come out. Uber, will they connect one of them? Seekorg is going to be eliminated, meanwhile, in 16th place.
That G2 fight against TSM has kind of come to a point there. Rory has been caught off by G2. They did manage to get Gustav away from that, so at least there is that redeeming factor. The TSM still have a player up. But look at the South. This is the fight we were discussing, potentially kicking off. Team Liquid able to spot out FaZe. That means Fuzzface has been cut off from the rest of them. Down he goes. And Stella on the other side of this. So to the east is Team Liquid, the west, Stella and FaZe kind of slap bang in the middle. There is good enough cover for everyone around, and this is the focused fight here. If we could see that. This
is a huge three-way fight. On the distance, you see Liquid shooting at Stella. We have Cass here sitting in the window, and I'm not sure much is going to happen. Sixy.
Oh, that's good nice control. Shots. Really nice control from Sigsy. Mini in hand, though. Got a lot of dangerous angles against him because Team Liquid have that kind of deeper eastern position that can definitely pick someone out here. And I think Beast realizing that he wants to kind of join back up, potentially spotting out that there could be players in between. So good moves from him, pulling himself into a nicer location, consistently trying to think of where the rest of his team is. So again, I don't know how FaZe are going to be able to get themselves out of this. With Kaz in that sort of spot, he holds their way around. Oh, nice shot from James there with SLR. And 8X, he's going to knock 60, and he's going to be alone on a hay ball, so this could be detrimental to them going forward. FaZe still with some shots, and they're outside the zone. Looks like some of the Liquid members, they're going to be moving in. Sam Jemsy, they're going to be taking a new position, making sure that they're inside the zone. Jabao is going to knock Mexi with a nade as well. Yeah, this is big. Got to give credit to Moleman's positioning too. He holds the line basically. Once Team Liquid try and move up here as well, they're going to have to get past him. But FaZe are worse for wear, and it is going to be James again delivering bullet after bullet to these boys. And FaZe are looking in real trouble. They haven't really made much of an impression. 3D is still going off. That's going to be towards G2 in the meantime. Uber has said, do you know what? Take the points. I can't do anything about it. Creeps out, looks for it. Moleman still waits as well. He's off in the circle. Eventually, Team Liquid will have to focus on how to get past Stella and the remainder of FaZe Clan. Yeah, we have a sneaking a little bit here. Miss is going to be finding Gustav. That's Quickmath taking TSM down. They're going to be going out in 15th place. Unfortunate start for them here. Circle is very far west, and a lot of teams are in there, making their way in as well. ENCE has a little dish to work with here, and he's been spotted by 60. Oh, he's going to be going down to 5 HP. Ooh, that tree. Oh, James wants that kill so badly. If James can get the Rich, he does. That's really nice work from Team Liquid. After hearing those tags, potentially those shots coming in, reading the situation really well. Now it's time to go forward. Now keep in mind, the Team Liquid did knock one of the Stellar players. They've been keeping the pressure up, but here's a bit of a breach. Here's a bit of a push, and it's in the town itself. Squeaky catching out the anime lord. He'll have to go back to his waifu pillow for a little bit, but the trades will be coming back in. I can imagine surely they can't get away from it scot-free. You've got Quizzy out here with a nice off angle, holding that deep. Gonna hear the steps as well. He's going to wait this out, wait for ENCE. If they try and clear through this building, he should be the pressure plate that sets off the trap. Waiting for the small fights coming in. Squeaky, he's going to try to finish this. Going into this house here. They're just on the edge, so they're not even really inside just yet. Quizzy has his off angle, as you said, but moving forward from this, James. Oh, this is Stella. They're losing a lot of players already. Malman looks to be the last player alive here. Liquid is popping off. James is popping off already. Yeah, this was a fight inevitable. I'd hoped the Moleman would be able to kind of help them out more on this route, but the terrain, oh Moleman, you're so low. Just gets away behind the hillside, but that was so scary. Team Liquid look like they are on point today. This battle, not yet to fully kick off again. They're kind of holding these buildings as scary as it looks on the map. There's still a lot of kind of, I guess, cover dividing them. NIP's battle with the Jokers yet to be over in the north. The remainder of the Jokers, after a bit of a back and forth battle trying to get in here, has got them in a quite decent enough position, even though it is just one of them alive. And they're going to be breaching on this compound where Zoekt and Naam is. There's a lot of kind of, the terrain here in this area is very nice to move on foot from as well. You want to take as much kind of cover you can from the natural remedies. Trifoli is fully aware of his Finnish brother. He's going to be there. ENCE is going to be going down to Trifoli. He's going to finish it off. No, it's going to be stolen by Perfect. With the VSS. That's the more important factor. The VSS actually got a confirmed kill. All rejoice. Anyway, we always see the blue shifting everyone through Impala now. They have to keep moving forward. Just keep chipping away at those steps through the town. Ibby's found one of the 3D Max players. Where's that come? Oh, they've gone east. That's why. They swung to the east there. This is a big fight about to happen. Knocks on both sides of the front. 3D Max are secure. They're one of the teams safe in this to a degree, so they're looking deadly. We saw what happened with Na'Vi. As soon as they got safe, they looked even scarier. Yeah, meanwhile, James some shots here. Shots are coming in as well. InsideGames is going to be joining this fight. It's going to be Cynics taking down Wacko from 3D Max. And they have a really good angle on this. Page is going to find Gaxi from NIP. Squeak is going to find Perfect. Nade. And shots are coming in here, Page. Ooh, this is a dangerous nade to throw.
You want to finish that off. BS took a slight of damage, but Galaxy's going to be secure. Miracle in the distance of this cover is just very important for this knock to be safe.
God almighty, does get hit by the car in the end. Awkwardly done on that one, but it does come through. Zoekt now is not having the best time here. They're kind of split up. That was one of the players on their own. For us is just plowing through. They want to get ahead of this. They just want to get into the center of the circle. It could go well. It could go poorly. Quizzy has actually found Squeaky in the end. He was the one holding that off angle in Impala. This fight should be over. Quizzy tries to back away, but somehow loses his head in the time and just kind of forgets that people will be watching this. Instantly, Trifoli is there. Rastamar bites back. Northern lights are extinguished. It will be ENCE holding on, winning the battle coming out of Impala.
Yeah, and InsideGames still fighting with 3D Max here. Apocalypse also joining that fight. Noki is kind of left this area. He's on the northern side. This is a nice nade. Apocalypse not cooked enough though. More nades are coming in on Noki. See if he's going to be knocked here. He's going to be finished off, and that is Team 3D Max out in 10th place.
Now let's look what's happened to the rest of the fights here. Oh, who was at the back of that car? ENCE.
Was Trifoli smoking? He was smoking from the back.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. That was the most weird sight in these sort of level games. I'm like, who's doing that? Anyway, Jokers have gone down. There was only one of them left alive in the end that was held up towards the northern-ish side. Looking at this, though, that southern side has kind of chilled out for a second or two. IG are in the east, and Liquid peeled away. They didn't fancy that fight, and I don't blame them. They've got the southern side here. The Stellar remain a man. Moleman has got himself central. You've got Winstrike in a compound for us in the north. Zoekt and Naam is still alive. You've got ENCE kind of on their last leg, so they're getting caught out trying to pull into the circle here. And NIP might suffer the same fate, potentially. Yeah,
they're going to be moving on. There's a lot of fights still going on. They're going to be moving, kind of rotating around from this. Might be picking up some of these kills on ENCE. More shots are coming in for us. Looking to be having a wonderful location here.
Really
with some
nice
cars. They can gatekeep effectively all these teams that are kind of half inside the zone, but the next one will probably go away from them.
NIP still have to push this though.
Oh, this nade is coming out here. ENCE is nading, counter nading to make sure that this push doesn't happen. This is a nice nade from NIP though.
There it is. Oof. Very nice nade indeed. One of them did come back, so they have actually probably lost out on Miracle in this because, oh no, Gaxi the blue, run, Gaxi, run! Get into that smoke, get away from the danger. Try and get a heal off because Zoekt have heard this, but they've got trouble elsewhere. They've got fights on two fronts now.
Ival, Erki, they have this wall to work with, and they're on the different side here. For us are taking a lot of shots on them. The circle has gone very central here. We're going to have Moleman still in a very center location. InsideGames, they're going to be able to move up into this field as well. Liquid is making sure that their back is safe. Two guys already inside the new circle scouting from a high ground position. Zoekt and Naam and NIP will be the next victims of this battle here. For us is looking to be very strong and be looking to pick up some of these points coming from here. It's going to be very rough for Zoekt and Naam and NIP. They're going to have to decide how to kind of approach this, either by car, by a big rotation around, or by smoking up and trying to push for us. But for us, this is looking to have such a strong location here. And they have nades ready, so smart move here. Zoekt and Naam is going to smoke first. The smokes last about 40-50 seconds. And then they're going to be kind of fake smoking ahead of them, so the nades are going to be used first, and then they're going to be moving up after the nades have been used, and then re-smoke and kind of make their way here. This would be a nice time to have a bold action to kind of get a knock and an opening on this, but they're ready for us. 3 kills so far.
The one thing about For Us that I love is the fact that they did this at the right time. They got in the vehicles and they just committed. They had to. Zoekt and Naam is still looking for ways through, and they might just find a couple, but wait, what just happened with that vehicle?
I think Page jumped out of the vehicle while driving. But he jumped out inside the smoke, so it's not a stupid move here. I actually like that. He might be able to be picked up by Ival if he has the smoke, if he has the time to work with this. InsideGames also joining this party here in the northern side. They're looking to gatekeep even more, maybe even gatekeep InsideGames, because they're going to be looking at a kind of poor position in the next circle, because they're going to probably go further away from them. Shaxi is going to pick up Page, even though he got knocked by the car. He's going to steal that away from him.
NIP.
Fight here with NIP.
Yeah, NIP not looking so good now. Gaxi is very much in the open, kept alive, but a couple of smokes and that little bit of a dip in this field, but that's going to be taken away from him. And I can imagine There is the team gone indeed. Down in 7th, 6 teams remain, 17 players alive, and more pressure from the eastern side. Look at IG, look at them sweeping through them. They're starting to come up towards the northeast. You actually have to start the players getting very aggressive, maybe too aggressive.
And Team Liquid joining that fight as well. James is furtherly popping off with his SLR. Pixel is going to be going down to that, and they have a nice split here. You see Samty in the distance, he's on the high ground, and James is kind of on a low ground position, making sure that the pressure remains onto InsideGames. Isla's going to be found by Shaxi, he's going to return. Dempsey's going to join that final night InsideGames.
This is really good work from Team Liquid, finding the right time to hit the pressure, hit the pedal, put the, really get into this fight. It's a good idea. James has to be careful to not overextend on his own, because he's going to start showing to the likes of Winstrike, who hold that western side. So again, you've got to be very careful. It's a very fine balance. Gemty could be designed to toe that line as well. They're desperate to get these kills on the board for themselves, but there's still danger ahead. There's Gemty getting reminded of that. You cannot overextend. Dips down low and make sure he gets the cover on the heel, and they have to take these fights here. Team Liquid, as much as they're very much going off, the ground in front of them is tricky to traverse, especially with Winstrike in this position. They have to hope for a third party here.
Yeah, Winstrike in a very decent position. FaZe also has to make a move here, and they have to decide, what do we want to do? Do we want to try to cross the road and get a position, or do we want to cross the other side of the road and kind of start pushing onto that compound that Winstrike is in already? They're going to be smoking the road and just crossing it directly the shortest kind of distance of that. We're probably going to see some teams starting to push them. James is going to be moving his way over to Malman, who's been laying in this shack for a long time.
Jaxi doing the doomed run here. It was only going to go one way. Molman did find James really quick. That could be a revive coming in as well. They did get themselves quite quickly ahead of this. So that could be a pickup coming through. But in the north, we are seeing the cross coming out. IG, InsideGames, going to be fighting towards for us. And on the other side of that, Winstrike keeping tabs of how this goes. But with the smoke occluding their vision, this is game on. And Samty has found another one of the InsideGames players. So they're really suffering here on that eastern side. The north kind of swing of it all. I only see one of them standing at the moment. This has gone very poorly from having a very strong upper hand.
Yeah. Smokes are coming out from FaZe here. Shots are going to come out. Samty's going to get the kill. He's on the further knock, but FaZe is going to be picking up 2 points from that. We have 3 teams remaining, 10 alive. All 4 members from Liquid is still standing here, and FaZe is kind of suffering a bit with this cross. They're in the northern side, still not inside the zone. 2 of them are. Laza has made his way to this car that exploded earlier, and I think both Apocalypse is going to be going down as well from that. Both Apocalypse and Mitra. It looks like it's going to be a fight between Winstrike and Liquid here in the end.
It looks like it. As you said, that positioning, how do you get out of it? I don't think you can. The car's blown up for him. He can't particularly get in that and get away. His options are so limited. Now we have to look at what Teme's up to, and Samty as well, towards the western side, even though it does look northern here on this view. They're very much just split by this hillside. Each team playing this interestingly. You got James on the extremity as well. You have Samty doing the same thing. Gemty and Ibi. And this circle plays to both of them. They still have some wiggle room in this. You could argue Team Liquid has an upper hand unless Laza does come around that side. Could potentially pose a threat, but the terrain doesn't really allow for much from him.
No, it doesn't here. They still have this compound to work with here. This is the 8th phase, so the center of the zone is already known. It already has a little dot here in the middle. You can kind of see it, but it's not the actual star. But this is some time for Winstrike to decide to make a move here, but looks to be
the Finns
Liquid
on the flank.
Oh yeah, this is actually interesting. We have how many? 5 Finns out of the 8 players alive. Finland being a strong region in PUBG. Also the Norwegians. Oh, that's a nice thing. It's gonna put Laza down to 20 HP or so.
Oh, it's who gets the kill, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just who gets that point. Laza might just literally lay there and just gift it to the blue.
Yeah, everybody else is inside the zone, so
Yep.
they're just chilling, waiting. They know there's a player out there. You're exactly right. 11 kills on Liquid though so far. This is gonna be a big game for them, no matter what happens.
Tootsie. I don't think this point's going to go to either team here.
2 kills from Winstrike, and also remember, they were actually in a compound further north, and this compound was open towards the middle of the game, and because we had a kind of a hardship to the west, they were able to take this just for free. He's going to deny himself, Laza. Clever kind of point here, but Winstrike is actually currently in 9th place before this game, so they need these points.
I'm a little worried the Winstrike have not made moves except for one player pushing out on that flank, and it's kind of met by Samty anyway, so that's been almost neutered. That doesn't have the same impact that it would. Now, beyond that, Team Liquid have made all the moves here. They've got the nicer ground to play off. If you look at the hillside there, I mean, Winstrike wait.
Oh, that. God. They exploded just a little bit forward. Tema Widow and dead. But zone is closing. Phase 8 is going to be starting, and Phase 9 is going to be starting in 10 seconds. It's going to be forced everyone to move in slowly. And this way, the end game is going to be very interesting. George is going to start with some nades, and we're probably going to see a lot of smoke. So I think it's going to be kind of a fight for a king of the hill fight, I would say.
Yeah, for me, it's Jemty's position that I really like. He can play kind of Overwatch for Ibby and Samty, who have to kind of be the close quarter fighters. James, again, holds the kind of flank here. He will eventually probably swing around once they make contact, but it also depends on these smokes. Jorski, Temi, pushing around towards Samty. He's got the angle. Sick shot from Samty. Is it a double? Oh, it is! Precision! What a beast! And he wants more. Nookie is quaking his boost. James must have caught a glimpse for a second, I feel, there. As an nade comes through, it does not matter. Jemty finds it. What an incredible bit of play to end on. Team Liquid.